Welcome back to 2 Minute Warning, episode 364. Today I'm going to be talking about college football and whether the Gators have a chance at winning or going to the playoffs this year. Before that, I'll get the question of the day out of the way. We saw the Gators lose an SEC championship this year to Alabama. However, they have won several before this. How many have they won? If you know the answer, comment below. If not, wait till the end of the video to find out. But today, the Florida team is really reloading, and we're looking at the chances that they have to go into the playoffs. We saw them look very promising, but they let a lot of guys go. However, the transfer portal has been very kind to them this year. That's one of the perks that Dan Mullen brings when he's the head coach. We got some big names. Eric Gilbert is a tight end, number one tight end in his class. We got him from LSU. Another offensive guy is Marcus Bowman, a running back from Clemson. Another star that we can hopefully use to help bring back this backfield who's lost several guys in the past year. And then two seniors on defense at defensive tackles with Daquan Newkirk and Antonio Shelton from Auburn and Penn State. Hopefully they can bring some age to this very young defense. But for the offense, we see Kyle Trask leave, and his role is being filled by Emory Jones, who has had some success in the past, hasn't played too many snaps, mostly just Wildcat. I, however, have a lot of faith in him because I've seen him throw the ball a couple times. I've seen some people praise him very highly for his arm strength. I cannot wait to see what he has in store for the arm strength category. I believe that his passing will open a lot of the run game and vice versa, that his different skill set will allow him to bring more to the table than Kyle Trask did. While Kyle Trask was a great quarterback throwing dimes all the time, he did not have the arm power or the running ability to keep the defense on his toes. Another good aspect to this offense is we were returning much of our offensive line, so I believe that a veteran offensive line will help create bigger gaps, which will allow a better run game led by our running backs, Naquan Wright, now DeMarcus Bowman, and Malik Davis. I think that's going to be a very crucial part of the offense, which it was not last year. Our run game was almost non-existent. For the defense, very, very poor season this year, and I'm hoping that firing a few defensive coaches and replacing them with new guys will help that a little bit. However, I think the real problem is Todd Grantham. He's still here, so we're going to have to deal with it. We have a lot of young guys, like the number 1 ranked corner in this draft class and number 3 ranked safety in this draft class. So hopefully the young skill that we have, coupled with the seniority of the D-tackle transfers we have, can help pull this defense together and not allow as many points as we did last season, because I don't think this offense is going to be as high-powered as it was last season. But to get into the playoffs, I'm going to go through their schedule and see how I think they're going to do. The first 2 games are non-conference against FAU and USF. I really like these games at the beginning of the schedule. It'll give the young guys some playing experience, hopefully get them in their groove. So I think those are 2 wins right there off the bat. And then we play Alabama. This is going to be, I think, the hardest game of the season, but I also think that this is the Gators' best chance to beat Alabama if they were to. Alabama has a young quarterback. I believe they announced Bryce Young is going to be the starter. He's a freshman. Well, he does look very promising. He is young, and they have sent a lot of guys to the NFL draft this year, so I think that they're going to be just as young, if not younger, than the Gators. So hopefully they are going to take some time to get rolling. They normally do. We saw at the beginning of last season they weren't as strong as they were at the end of the season, and that goes for just about every team. So I believe that if we can get rolling in our first 2 games, we have a small chance to beat them. However, I think that's unlikely, so I'll give the Gators a loss right there. The next 3 games are conference games: Tennessee, Kentucky, and Vandy. I believe that we should win them. We normally do. Vandy, I believe, is a lock. Tennessee has looked very weak these past few years, and I don't see them getting better in the foreseeable future. So I believe that we win at least 2 of these 3 games. I think Kentucky normally plays us very good. They have a chance to upset us, but I believe that we will win that game because of our offensive power, and hopefully our defense can get a little better. Then we got Louisiana State, who's a great confidence booster going into our bye week, which will lead into the Georgia game. Now this game I believe all Gator fans know, is held in Jacksonville, neutral site, and can get very intense. A lot of emotions go into this game. Big rivalry. We saw the Gators beat them pretty handily this year after a very rough start. I think that if we can eliminate that rough start by not allowing 14 points in the first 3 minutes, that the Gators have a much better chance to win this. The Georgia defense has lost a lot of key parts, which was their strong suit last year. While they do have a returning quarterback in JT Barrett, I believe, I don't see him. A lot of people have given him praise, but that's just because of how poor their quarterback situation was at the beginning of the year. I don't think he's a star like everyone makes him out to be. I believe that Florida might be able to edge out a victory right here. I think it's going to be a very close game, but I believe in the Gators. So I'll give this a win, but I can definitely see how we would be able to lose this game. Then we got South Carolina, who has not looked very well in recent years, but once again, improving. They didn't send too many guys, or didn't lose too many guys, have gotten a decent draft class this year, so that's going to be a good game, but I'll give the Gators another W. Once again, another non-conference Samford game. Not a very well-known team, not very talented. I believe the Gators should win that pretty easily, which will send us into the Missouri game. Missouri is normally decent, but I don't think they've ever been strong enough to defeat the Gators in the past 3 years. So I'm going to say the Gators win that one. And finally, FSU, who we saw had a terrible season last year, I believe that the Gators should dominate that game. So at best, I believe we are one. We are 12-1. Worst I could see is 10-3. I believe we should win the SEC East, depending on that Georgia game, obviously. But I have faith that we will win that. And then we will likely face Alabama in the SEC Championship. So after looking at this whole season, I do not believe that a 12-2 record Florida is going to get into the College Football Championship, because I do not believe that we can beat Alabama in the SEC Championship game. Even if we do beat them once, I still don't see a way where we get in, except unless we go, we win out the whole season and lose Alabama in the SEC Championship game. I think that might be possible. But overall, I think this is more of a rebuilding year. We're going to have Emory Jones back the year after, so hopefully he can develop this year and look stronger in the 2022 season, develop these young guys. So I believe that this is more of a rebuilding year, and if we do happen to do good this year, it's more of a fluke than anything else. So overall, I'm going to stick with no. However, I do see a slight possibility where we do manage to make it in. But that's all for the video. For the question of the day, the Gators have won 8 SEC championships in their history. That's all. Thanks for watching. Good morning.